Good evening, and welcome to our weekly bulletin. Today is June 15th, 2025. This week, we delve into the intricate and rapidly evolving landscape of India's agriculture and biofuel sectors. Our headlines are dominated by significant policy shifts, major industrial investments, and the persistent voices of our farmers. We begin in Uttar Pradesh, where a new campaign aims to revolutionize maize cultivation, bringing scientists directly to the fields. This initiative is coupled with the launch of dedicated procurement centers and promises of loan waivers, signaling a concerted effort to support the farming community. These developments are not happening in isolation. They are part of a larger national narrative. Further north, in Uttar, a state-of-the-art ethanol plant has been inaugurated, a facility that promises not just cleaner fuel, but also a solution to the perennial problem of stubble burning. This plant will convert agricultural waste into energy, offering farmers a fair price for their crop residue and creating much-needed local employment. In the corporate sphere, Trualt Bioenergy has achieved a major milestone, securing oil marketing company status. This opens the door for a new network of clean fuel retail outlets across the nation, with ambitious plans for job creation and future production of sustainable aviation fuel. The story of progress is a complex one, filled with both promise and friction. Meanwhile, the southern state of Telangana is moving forward with its own plans for new ethanol plants. But this progress is set against a backdrop of ongoing farmer protests, a stark reminder of the challenges that still need to be addressed. From the corridors of power, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari has made a strong appeal to reduce the goods and services tax on crude ethanol, a move he argues is critical for accelerating the adoption of FLEXFUEL vehicles. This policy proposal could have far-reaching implications for both consumers and the auto industry. The winds of change are blowing strongly through this sector. In another significant development, DCM Shriram has completed its acquisition of Hindustan Specialty Chemicals, a strategic move that strengthens its position in the market. A new report from Yes Securities provides a comprehensive analysis of India's biofuel journey, highlighting both the remarkable progress driven by government support and the hurdles that remain. Looking beyond our borders, the United States Environmental Protection Agency has announced new renewable fuel standards, a decision that will impact American farmers and the global biofuel market. Finally, a thought-provoking paper from NITI Aayog explores the possibility of importing US corn for ethanol production, a proposal aimed at balancing India's energy needs without disrupting domestic food security. Join us as we unpack these stories. The government of Uttar Pradesh has embarked on an ambitious campaign to significantly boost maize production across the state. This is not just about increasing yield, it is about fundamentally changing the way farming is approached. The core of this initiative is a direct and unprecedented interaction between agricultural scientists and farmers. Teams of experts are being dispatched to villages, holding workshops and providing on-the-ground guidance. They are demonstrating advanced cultivation techniques, advising on the best seed varieties for local soil conditions, and teaching sustainable practices to maximize output while preserving the health of the land. This hands-on approach aims to bridge the gap between laboratory research and real-world application, empowering farmers with the knowledge they need to thrive. To support this production drive, the state has also announced the establishment of dedicated maize procurement centers. This is a crucial step. For too long, farmers have been at the mercy of fluctuating market prices and middlemen who often take a significant cut of their profits. These new centers guarantee procurement at a minimum support price, providing farmers with a stable and predictable source of income. This financial security is essential, allowing them to invest in better equipment, high-quality inputs, and plan for their future with greater confidence. The government's commitment to buying the increased produce sends a clear signal that their efforts will be rewarded. Furthermore, the state government has reiterated its commitment to farmer welfare through policies like loan waivers. For many small and marginal farmers, debt is a crippling burden that stifles growth and innovation. The promise of relief from outstanding loans is a lifeline, freeing them from a cycle of debt and enabling them to participate more fully in the new agricultural initiatives. This multi-pronged strategy, combining scientific knowledge, guaranteed procurement, and financial relief, is designed to create a holistic ecosystem of support. The goal is not just to grow more maize, but to cultivate prosperity and resilience within the farming community itself, making agriculture a more viable and profitable profession for generations to come. The impact of these policies is already being felt on the ground. There is a palpable sense of optimism in the villages where these programs have been rolled out. Farmers are expressing renewed hope, seeing a clear path to improving their livelihoods. The direct access to scientists has been particularly transformative, demystifying complex agricultural science and making it accessible and practical. As Uttar Pradesh positions itself as a leader in maize production, the success of this campaign will be measured not just in metric tons, but in the improved economic well-being and empowerment of its farmers. This is a story of a state investing in its most valuable resource, its people. A new chapter in India's green energy story has begun with the inauguration of a massive new ethanol plant in Chhatta, Uttar Pradesh. This is not just another industrial facility, it represents a significant leap forward in the country's journey towards energy self-sufficiency and environmental sustainability. The plant is designed to produce 110,000 tons of ethanol annually, a substantial contribution to India's ethanol blending program. By blending this domestically produced ethanol with petrol, India can reduce its reliance on costly imported crude oil, thereby strengthening its energy security and saving valuable foreign exchange. This facility stands as a testament to the nation's commitment to harnessing its agricultural resources for a cleaner, greener future. One of the most innovative aspects of the Chhatta plant is its use of agricultural waste, specifically paddy stubble, to power its operations. The facility has an integrated 15-megawatt power plant that will run on this stubble, which is often burned by farmers, leading to severe air pollution across North India. By creating a commercial use for this residue, the plant offers a powerful economic incentive for farmers to stop burning their fields. This transforms a major environmental problem into a valuable resource, creating a circular economy where agricultural waste fuels industrial production. It is a win-win solution that addresses both energy needs and public health concerns. The economic benefits for the local community are profound and far-reaching. The plant has committed to procuring agricultural residue directly from farmers at a fair and remunerative price. This creates a new and stable income stream for thousands of farming families in the region, supplementing their earnings from traditional crop sales. Furthermore, the construction and operation of the plant have generated significant local employment, providing jobs for skilled and unskilled workers alike. This infusion of economic activity is expected to stimulate the local economy, leading to a higher standard of living and greater prosperity for the entire Chhatta region. It is a model of industrial development that is inclusive and directly benefits the community it operates within. The Chhatta plant is a powerful symbol of progress, demonstrating how industrial growth and agricultural prosperity can go hand in hand. It showcases a sustainable model where environmental responsibility is integrated into the core business strategy. By converting stubble into power and producing clean fuel, the plant is not only contributing to India's energy goals, but also helping to clean the air we breathe. It provides farmers with better prices, creates local jobs, and sets a new benchmark for green industrialization in the country. The success of this project will likely serve as a blueprint for similar facilities across India, accelerating the nation's transition to a sustainable and prosperous future. Bengaluru-based TrueAlt Bioenergy has achieved a significant milestone by becoming India's first private company, other than traditional oil giants, to secure an oil marketing company license from the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. This is a landmark development that promises to disrupt the country's fuel retail sector. The OMC status grants TrueAlt Bioenergy the authority to establish and operate its own network of fuel stations across the nation. This move is set to introduce greater competition into a market historically dominated by public sector undertakings and a few large private players. For consumers, this could mean more choices, innovative services, and potentially more competitive pricing at the pump. With this license in hand, TrueAlt Bioenergy has unveiled ambitious plans for a nationwide rollout of clean fuel retail outlets. The company intends to launch 1,000 fuel stations over the next 5 years, with a focus on providing not just conventional fuels but also a range of biofuels and other clean energy solutions like electric vehicle charging points. This integrated approach aligns perfectly with India's broader goals of reducing carbon emissions and promoting sustainable transportation. The company's vision extends beyond simply selling fuel. It aims to create comprehensive energy hubs that cater to the evolving needs of modern vehicle owners, thereby accelerating the transition away from fossil fuels. A key component of TrueAlt Bioenergy's strategy is its commitment to job creation and economic empowerment. the establishment of 1,000 new retail outlets will generate a significant number of direct and indirect employment opportunities across the country. These jobs will range from station managers and attendants to logistics and supply chain personnel, providing a much-needed economic boost to local communities. By investing in human capital and fostering a skilled workforce, the company is not only building its business, but also contributing to the nation's economic development. This focus on employment makes their expansion plan a matter of both industrial and social importance. Looking to the future, TrueOut Bioenergy is also setting its sights on the aviation sector. The company has announced plans to venture into the production of sustainable aviation fuel, a low-carbon alternative to conventional jet fuel. This is a forward-looking move that positions the company at the forefront of a nascent but rapidly growing global market. As the aviation industry faces increasing pressure to decarbonize, the demand for SAF is expected to soar. By investing in SAF production, TrueOut Bioenergy is not only diversifying its portfolio, but also helping to make air travel more environmentally friendly, further cementing its role as a key player in India's clean energy transition. The government of Telangana is actively pursuing plans to establish new ethanol production plants within the state, aligning with the national objective to increase biofuel blending. These proposed facilities are seen as a crucial step towards diversifying the state's agricultural economy and providing a new market for crops like maize and broken rice. By converting surplus grain into ethanol, the state aims to ensure better price realization for its farmers and reduce its dependence on external markets. The government's perspective is that these plants will create a virtuous cycle, stimulating rural economies, creating industrial jobs, and contributing to India's energy security. The policy is driven by a vision of a more prosperous and self-reliant agricultural sector. However, this push for industrialization is unfolding against a backdrop of sustained and organized farmer protests. For weeks, farmers across Telangana have been on the streets, raising a number of critical concerns. A primary demand is for a comprehensive loan waiver, which they argue is essential to alleviate the acute financial distress caused by crop failures and rising input costs. They are also demanding a legal guarantee for the minimum support price for all crops, not just those procured by government agencies. The farmers feel that while the government is focusing on long-term industrial projects, their immediate and pressing needs are being overlooked, leading to a growing sense of frustration and anger. The government's response to the protests has been a mix of reassurance and continued policy promotion. Officials have held meetings with farmer leaders, promising to look into their demands and highlighting the long-term benefits that ethanol plants will bring to the agricultural community. They argue that creating a dedicated industrial demand for crops is a more sustainable solution than relying solely on MSP and procurement. However, this message has not been entirely successful in placating the protesters. The farmers maintain that without immediate financial relief and legally guaranteed prices, the benefits of future industrialization will remain out of reach for many who are currently struggling to survive. This situation in Telangana encapsulates the complex challenge facing policymakers across India: how to balance long-term strategic goals with the immediate existential needs of the farming population. The standoff highlights a trust deficit between the government and the agricultural community. While the vision of an integrated agro-industrial economy is compelling, its success hinges on ensuring that the farmers, who are the foundation of this entire system, are supported, heard, and financially secure. The path forward will require not just industrial investment, but also genuine dialogue and concrete actions that address the root causes of agrarian distress, ensuring that progress does not leave the most vulnerable behind. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari has once again brought a critical policy issue to the forefront of the national conversation. He has made a strong and public appeal for a significant reduction in the goods and services tax levied on crude ethanol. Currently, ethanol intended for blending with petrol is taxed at a relatively low rate of 5%, but crude ethanol, which can be used in FLEXFUEL engines, attracts a higher GST rate of 18%. Mr. Gadkari argues that this tax disparity is a major impediment to the growth of the biofuel ecosystem and needs to be rectified urgently. His proposal is to bring the GST on all forms of ethanol down to a uniform, lower rate. The minister's call for a tax cut is directly linked to his ambitious vision for flex fuel vehicles in India. FLEXFUEL vehicles are designed to run on a blend of petrol and ethanol, with some models capable of running on up to 85% ethanol or E85. The widespread adoption of these vehicles is a cornerstone of India's strategy to reduce its carbon footprint and cut its massive oil import bill. However, for FLEXFUEL vehicles to be a viable option for consumers, the fuel they run on must be affordable. A lower GST on ethanol would directly translate into lower prices at the pump, making FLEXFUEL an economically attractive alternative to conventional petrol and encouraging consumers to make the switch. This GST proposal is not just about making fuel cheaper. It is about creating a level playing field and sending a clear policy signal to the entire industry. Automakers are more likely to invest in manufacturing FLEXFUEL vehicles if they are confident that there is a supportive and stable policy environment for the fuel itself. Similarly, sugar mills and distilleries will be more inclined to ramp up ethanol production if they see a clear and growing market. A lower uniform GST rate would streamline the supply chain, reduce complexities, and provide the certainty that businesses need to make long-term investments in India's biofuel future. It is a policy lever that could unlock a cascade of positive developments across multiple sectors. The debate over the ethanol GST is therefore a crucial one, with significant implications for India's energy, environmental, and economic goals. The decision rests with the GST Council, which will have to weigh the potential loss of tax revenue against the long-term strategic benefits of promoting a domestic biofuel industry. Minister Gadkari's persistent advocacy keeps the issue in the spotlight, highlighting the urgent need for a cohesive policy framework that supports the transition to cleaner fuels. The outcome of this debate will play a significant role in determining the pace at which India can move towards a more sustainable and self-reliant transportation sector, with FLEXFUEL vehicles leading the charge. In a significant corporate development, DCM Shriram Limited has successfully completed its acquisition of Hindustan Specialty Chemicals Limited. This strategic move is expected to have a considerable impact on the chemical and agro-industrial sectors. By integrating HSCL's specialty chemical portfolio, DCM Shriram strengthens its market position and expands its product offerings, particularly in areas synergistic with its existing operations. This acquisition signals consolidation within the industry, as larger players seek to enhance capabilities and achieve greater economies of scale. It underscores the growing importance of value-added chemical products that support agriculture and green energy initiatives. Adding a comprehensive analytical layer, a recent report by Yes Securities has assessed India's biofuel sector. The report paints a positive picture, crediting robust government policies like the ethanol blending program for the sector's impressive growth. It highlights how policy support has de-risked investments and spurred new production facilities. However, the report points out remaining challenges. These include feedstock supply chain inconsistencies, the need for technological advancements to improve conversion efficiency, and the food versus fuel dilemma. The Yes Securities report serves as a valuable scorecard, celebrating progress while identifying hurdles to overcome. Looking outwards, developments in the United States are set to influence the global biofuel landscape. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has announced new renewable fuel volume requirements for 2026 and 2027. These standards, part of the Renewable Fuel Standard Program, dictate biofuel amounts that must be blended into the nation's fuel supply. The new targets will impact American farmers, influencing demand for crops like corn and soybeans, primary feedstocks for ethanol and biodiesel. U.S. policies can create ripples in global commodity markets and affect biofuel producers worldwide, including in India. Finally, a working paper from NITI Aayog is generating considerable discussion. The paper explores importing corn from the United States specifically for ethanol production in India. The proposal aims to augment domestic feedstock supplies without pressuring local food and feed markets. The paper analyzes logistical, economic, and political implications, suggesting it could accelerate India's ethanol blending targets. This proposal highlights innovative thinking applied to solve India's energy and agricultural challenges, bringing our bulletin to a close on a note of forward-looking policy exploration.